Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. Today we're going to have another episode of Keeping Warmer, Staying Warm. And so, um, it's about 28 degrees outside right now. The low tonight will be 19 degrees. My house is having a very hard time keeping the heat. I've had the heater on a number of times tonight, got the house warmed up. When I turn it back down to like 60, 55, it's not long and it's freezing in here again. So what I did was I tried to buy some really thick vinyl plastic that I had gotten before from Walmart out of the sewing department. Now, they may have it where you live. They don't have it here anymore. So, I was looking at Bisqueen. I was trying to find other kinds of insulating plastics. Everything was so expensive. So, anyway, it occurred to me that with the snow outside and the problem I have by my front door, they're supposed to come put vinyl down over this cheap wood flooring they put in, so that the snow that comes in on the tires of my wheelchair, when it melts, it won't go down between the cracks of that cheap wooden floor. And I was thinking, wow, I wish I had something to put over this to keep the water from getting over there, underneath there, because they're supposed to come Tuesday and put down linoleum, vinyl flooring, you know. I know linoleum is like an old term, but I know there's a lot of you out there that know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, so I couldn't find any plastic, and I thought, wow, if I had a shower curtain I could put down there, that would protect the floor. And then all of a sudden it went, ding, a shower curtain. Oh, I can buy a shower curtain and put it over my windows and over my sliding glass door to keep the heat in the house and keep the cold out. So what I did was I got this shower curtain right here, and it is a 12 gauge shower curtain. Now, I know you probably understand the thickness in different kinds of bags you can buy at the hardware or the grocery store. You know, like just a kitchen bag or little bags for your garbage cans in the bathroom, or bags that you can bag up leaves in. And if any of you have ever done any kind of construction, you know there's a thicker one yet that's called for construction. Well, shower curtains come in gauges. And so I want to show you the difference here. Now, this is a 3 gauge shower curtain. Now you can see how small this little package is. And it's a 3 gauge shower curtain. But this is a 12 gauge shower curtain. And so it's going to be much thicker and much more durable. And they come in different sizes, as far as the width and the height. So my sliding glass door over in my living room, it is actually 72 inches wide, which is perfect because 6 feet is what the shower curtains, most of them are 72 inches wide. Well, I also want to put it up above the window some, and so I bought an 84 instead of a 6 foot 72. So this is so I just want you to be aware that you can buy them in different sizes to fit windows, so sliding glass windows. But it's a very thick plastic, so it should keep the cold air out and the heat in. And I'm very excited to be able to put this up over on my window. Now, the neat thing about this here shower curtain is that it's clear. So I can see through this like looking through a window. And I'm trying to see where I can get to a little piece here to show you how clear it is. See me right through that, right? So it's very thick, and this should work great. And when I was on Amazon trying to find rolls of plastic insulation stuff, it was like in 100-foot rolls, and I'm like, what am I going to do with 100 feet of this? So the shower curtain's going to be perfect. And there are grommets in it, so I can just put nails and hang it on the nails. So that's going to be fabulous. So this is the really thick one, 12 gauge. And I'm going to hang that over my sliding glass door, where, not right up against the window pane itself, because that's going to cause condensation. But I am going to put it like the door frame is like this thick. So here's the sliding glass door, and then the wall comes out this much further into the room. So I'm going to hang it where it's at the edge here of that space that's around the window. And so I'll have like this much space between the window and the shower curtain, and that is what will cause the like a heat, like a barrier between the cold and the warm. So, and without causing so much condensation that you're like, oh, I'm gonna get mold. You don't want mold. Now this one is very thin, and also I wanted to get a white one to go in the middle bedroom so that it can also serve as like a curtain. And so I'm going to open this so I can show you how thin this is. So when you're looking for shower curtains that you want to cover over your windows with, that you want to get one that's nice and thick and sturdy, and so you don't have to worry about it from season to season coming apart on you and having to replace it. And you know how hard it is to find things now. Who knows if we'll even be able to replace these in a year or two, right? So I wanted to buy something that was durable. Now you can see this is not, I'll find the end here. Well, I know there's got to be an end here somewhere. There. You can see how thin this is. It's not going to be a very good barrier. So I'm going to send this one back and get the thicker one. I'll try to get an 8 gauge, but they come in different gauges. So the thicker, the higher the number. And that's what I'm going to do for helping to stay warm. To try to trap the heat in my house rather than, and keep the cold air out, rather than having to turn my heater on and turn my heater on and turn my heater on. Because anybody knows that if you have good insulation, your house will stay, you know, it'll hold the heat a lot better than if, you know, you've got single pane windows. And single pane windows, it's really good idea to use this plastic over the window. You can put it around the window frame. I suggest, hold on a second. Now, I suggest that everyone get a nice stapler. This kind of stapler uses J21 staples, and these come in different lengths. So you don't want to get the little bitty ones that have no holding power. So these are 5/16 of an inch, and these hold really well. And you can staple the plastic shower curtain around your window. Now, if you consider that a shower curtain, the normal one, is 72 by 72 inches, which is 6 feet by 6 feet. So if you have a bigger window that you're wanting to cover, maybe you would use the whole entire shower curtain. If you have a smaller window, you may want to cut that to fit. Now, don't throw that excess away, because the next window you actually could get duct tape or some kind of, tough, really good sticking tape, and tape it together to make a cover for another window. Now, it's nice to have the white ones because it gives you a more opaque, so they can't see through your window. But if you get the clear one and you open your curtain during the day, the heat from the sun will come in through that plastic and help warm your house. So you'll have to decide if you're going opaque or translucent, but that would be a personal choice. But I use this stapler to staple around the window. Say that there's a window facing. Well, I went out to the edge of the facing and stapled along that way. But when you pull it out, you really don't see those holes. And so I think that's the most information that I have for you in regards to this. But if you guys have any ideas on creating an insulation on around your windows to hold in more heat in the winter, then please put them down below in the comments and share them with everyone else. The other thing is, in an emergency where you're trying to create heat with an alternative heat source, it's not going to be anywhere near as powerful as your furnace in your house. Whether it be a wall heater or an actual furnace or even a standalone gas heater. So think about how you can hold the heat in your house. The other thing you want to do is you want to check around your doors and your windows for any spaces there that you may be able to caulk. Older houses have windows, they're usually single pane windows, and they have what is called glaze that goes to hold the window pane itself in the window frame. And sometimes that glaze will get old, and long pieces like that will just start popping off of there. Well, air can come in through that. So there's stuff called glazing for windows, and you'll need like a painter's putty knife to apply it. And you want a razor blade scraper, so that after you put it on and you've got it on the glass and sitting on the sill of the window frame itself, then when it's dry, you can take your razor blade scraper and scrape off anything that you accidentally got up higher on your window. And that's a really good thing to check if you're in an older house, is look to see if the glazing on your window panes is in good shape. So now, how can you tell if there's space around your doors? Well, there's a couple of different ways you can do that. One being, you can turn all the lights in your house off. Take a flashlight or have someone go outside with a flashlight and shine the flashlight around the door frame and see if there's light coming in through any spaces around your door. You can buy this foam stuff that's on a roll, and you can get it. It's in different thicknesses, but it's usually only about this wide. And what you do is you just peel the back off of that and apply it along where your door closes. Like, say this is the door facing, this is the door that comes around like that. Well, you want to put it where the door meets the frame so that it blocks the air from coming in. So that's another thing. There's also magnetic strips that remind me of like the rubber gasket that's on your refrigerator. And that, if you have a metal door frame, it will just stick magnetically on your door frame. So those are just some ideas for things that you can do to better insulate your home. Maybe your window glazing is fine. Maybe your door is sealed well. But what about around the underside of the window frame inside your house? Is there air coming through there? If so, you can use a caulking gun and put a strip of caulking along the underside of there to stop the air from coming in. Now, I want to say a warning. If you are using an alternative heat source, say you're burning rubbing alcohol, or the isopropyl alcohol in like a paint can heater, or say a little alcohol burner stove, something of that nature. If you're burning anything inside your house, you're going to want to leave part of a window open to allow fresh air to come in. And you must always have a carbon monoxide detector, because carbon monoxide is odorless and you cannot see it, but it will kill you just the same. And so a carbon monoxide detector, I got this one. This one actually plugs in the wall and also has a battery backup. Now, the reason this one is okay for when the power is on is because it's getting its power from the wall. Now, if the power goes off, this battery will actually supply the power that it needs to continue operating, but only for a couple of hours. And after that, this type of detector, carbon monoxide detector, will no longer be detecting carbon monoxide. So it's best to get a battery operated one as well. Now, they recommend that you have these in every bedroom. So, and you don't want to put it very close to the kitchen, because a lot of times people have gas stoves, or the oil coming off of things that you're cooking can actually interfere with the operation of your carbon monoxide detector. So you don't want to put it right in your kitchen. You also do not want to put this in your bathroom because of the humidity. So, and you say, well, should I put it up high or should I put it down low? I mean, is it like some gases that settle or some gases that rise? Actually, carbon monoxide can penetrate and fill an entire area, top to bottom, side to side, front to back. So wherever you put this, you want to make sure that you don't have furniture in front of it, or that a curtain is blocking it, or something of that nature, so that it cannot sense the air, the carbon monoxide, that it will detect and alarm. And you can get different kinds that have a louder alarm, and I don't think this one is that great, but I'm going to try not to blow your ear out. But once you have one, you should check it periodically. And there's a green light that will, in this particular model, it's a Kidde, Kidde, is the brand name on this one. So you want to check it periodically. Oof. So that's not that loud. So you may want to look for one that that actually I'm hoping it stopped now. That would be louder, especially if you're a heavy sleeper. And but you must, if you're going to burn any kind of fuel in your house for alternative heat, especially if you're going to seal your house up so that it stays warm. Remember, if you're burning isopropyl alcohol, if you're burning denatured alcohol, if you're burning Everclear, if you're burning heat, regardless of what you're burning, you need to have the carbon monoxide detector, and you need to open a window about this much to allow in fresh air. And you don't want a curtain blocking that. You want that air coming in. And I know it sounds counterproductive to, sealing up the house to hold the heat in, but you don't want to wake up dead because you had some kind of carbon monoxide problem and you didn't know it. So it's very important to get one of these. So, and I'm trying to think, is there something else I can say? Oh, okay. If you don't have or can't not afford shower curtains, you can put cardboard. You can tape it together. You can hot glue it together. But I would suggest that you get your cardboard pieces ready to go in your window so that if the power goes out, you're not going to have a hot glue gun. If the power goes out and it's starting to get cold in your house, you're going to lose an awful lot of heat by the time you get cardboard and tape it together and measure it to fit all your windows. You know what I mean? So it's best to get that prepared and ready before the power should go out. And you can also put the cardboard in your window if you're just trying to keep your house warmer and you don't have anything else to put in your windows to help keep the warmth in. And with the cost of heating going up so high this year, it's going to be very important that we prepare now in the event that the power should go off. We need ways that we can hold the heat in our homes, have an alternative heat source, which I'm going to be doing some more videos regarding that. Different ways to stay warm, different ways to heat up food. If you have natural gas, then God bless you. You're going to be in pretty good shape. But if you have a furnace that's gas, it's going to require electricity to operate. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Also, your stove, if you have a gas stove and you have an electric ignition instead of a pilot light, you can turn that on. But in order to light that burner, you're going to need to use a match. Some stoves you cannot even do that with. You need to check and see if your gas stove top and if your gas oven will come on and operate without electricity. Now, there's an easy way to do that. You don't have to cut the power to the whole house unless you don't have a circuit breaker. If you have a circuit breaker, you can turn that off and then try to turn your stove and your oven on, or you can unplug it. Unplug your stove and see if you can get the gas burner to come on, or if the oven will come on without electricity. But that's just another tip. And I guess I could just go on, but I'm going to cut it off here because I don't want to overwhelm anyone. But please, if you have ideas of things that you know work for you to help keep your house warm, then please put that in the comments down below. You never know who you'll be helping out by doing that. And as always, I love you.